Okay, let me make one more video about some my thoughts, thinking, and the practical thing I found. First of all, if you see this message, is because parameter inside said use CCD processing is okay. You supposed to say no. Why I was CCD processing is because the previous video I was doing the contour cutting. So you will tell you basically no enough marking points because we didn't add marking points. So it also means if you want to do CCD processing, I forget if I said that in a previous video. If you want a CCD, you have to choose yes, otherwise they won't. If you do not have CCD, you have to choose no. Okay, then you can create a file. Then second thing I wanna say is the option. It's currently a blue option. Remember previously I said this is tooth width, this is overcut. And I did a test, tool width value and overcut value. So I basically found that actually one useful is the angle. The angle and the length and the depth already decided how the blade gonna go. So the two ways is not really do anything. Because the blade, if we check the blade, you can see, it's the angle and how deep it go already decided how wide this blade is gonna penetrate at the point. So no matter what I said of the tool width, doesn't really affect anything. But overcut affects a lot. So I want to get this result that just perfectly cut. Okay, then I did some practice, which I used this value. Starting point, entrance is mean starting. Overcut is minus. The overcut is positive. Move the cursor is positive. So what it does is it's minus, it means go backwards because the blade is off center. You can see it's off center. So it's go backwards to start, and then it's overcut because the blade is off center. So it's actually go backwards. So it's able to like that. Okay, now looks good. But these two things I think about it. First is how thick this board is, because the board thickness change, this offset will change. So you have to adjust the value. Second thing, when I cut a circle. Okay, basically this suggestion is factory default suggestion. It will cut everything, no matter it's curve or it just have some overcut. But for bigger boards, it doesn't really matter. But for tiny thing, probably you do not want those overcuts, especially if you want to cut lots of extra small zigzag lines. Okay. In this case, then I found it if you use starting overcut with minus and finish overcut plus to offset the blade, which is off center, you can get it perfect. Then problem comes with your circle. You can see this actually is the starting point, but I set minus 3.5. That's why it's go this way to start. But the blade is straight. Blade is not curved. So to start here, let's have some extra like that. But it's ending with some ending actually is ending. So ending is all here, but have it's extra. Okay, so it's for bigger work. So actually it doesn't matter, especially if you want to use inside. It's perfect. But you should notice how those things come out. It's because blade is straight. On a curved place, you simply cannot just curve with it. That's why every time the angle they will lift up and turn. Okay, this is one more video. So first of all, if you want to do contour cutting, you have to change the parameter settings here to say process enable CCD. Yes. Otherwise you say no. Okay. If you say no, even you add the dots, process the dots, but you cannot find the dot, okay? And it won't do CCD, we just directly cut.